Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to EUS Challenger Series number 9. We're currently in the second game of the best of 3 between GamingGear and Faculty. I am Pulse, and I'm joined by Broken Shard, who is currently AWOL at the moment and will be back fairly shortly. So for now, you're just going to have to put up with me solo casting. But we do have some more poking going down in the mid lane, and well, the spin comes in from Neurock, which is just so difficult to deal with. And I was talking to Broken Shard in the break and also during the Champion Select as well, and he was saying it's very possible Tryndamere could be in that mid lane. We do have Syndra there as well, so probably going to be that Tryndamere top. We saw Neurock in that mid lane with that Wukong shaping up against mid lane of Mazarin, who did in fact do very well. And because both of those lanes came out in the lane fairly evenly, I would say, Wukong probably came out more ahead, because Wukong has very good teamfight potential, so does Lissandra, but because Wukong really needs to get those procs of his Black Cleaver down so the rest of his team can deal more damage, that really happened. He could keep himself tanky with the randomness he had and made sure he was really able to put down his full damage potential in those teamfights. But in fact, we do have Neurock just put himself in that top lane. We'll probably be shaping up against MBS LoL, which will probably not result in kills for Neurock. At the same time, we do have Broek just putting some damage down to Nami, and because the minions have spawned, that will stick, and it will mean Inspiro won't be able to go back to base just as of yet. But Ebb and Flow will probably keep him healthy when he puts a point into that, probably on the second level. So Inspiro not going to be too unhappy about that situation. In that top lane, we're really looking towards Tryndamere and just seeing how well he can do in that lane, because as soon as he gets out of that laning phase and farms fairly decently, and Malphite isn't the type of laner really to push Tryndamere out, he's going to be in a really good position. It's basically like Shen, if Shen will basically insta-kill you, because the amount of damage that Tryndamere can deal, especially with Nunu on his team, and in that split pushing scenario, they need to send at least one person over to deal with him, and they have to be fed themselves, taking someone out of the equation. We actually have Broken Shard returning. How's it going?
Hey, what's up? I want you to take notice to something a little bit strange about the solo laners on Faculty. But, we'll talk about that later, because Scipius and Alunir are on a fight to the death right here. Nunu going to blood boil right away from there. Alunir chasing him away from this red, but will he? No, he will not chase him down. Oh, he will. Oh, no, wait. Alunir having a hard time deciding that he's just going to go back to his red buff. Or is he? Scipius right there, causing some troubles, just like how Nunus are. You know how those little scoundrels are. He's just going to run back and forth. And meanwhile, I see someone getting super low. Brokey almost being taken down in the bot lane. And Inspiro are going to just poke down Ryman Simon a little bit. Really good job coming out of this bot lane of GamingGear. Just doing a lot to push this early aggression.
Yeah, aggression coming from both of those teams. And you said the battle to the death was happening at that red buff. But then again, it's Nunu. All it is just a snowball to the face, and then he just runs off laughing. It's just Nunu all over.
Didn't actually take snowball. He took his blood bowl so he could move and hit faster.
Just Nunu in general is, he's so maneuverable and it's very difficult to deal with. In that bot lane, we had a lot of action coming from both those teams, actually forcing them back. However, the bot lane from GamingGear were able to push those minions to the turret, so the team of Faculty will be slightly behind, but Ryman Simon will be very happy getting all the minions in the world for himself.
Farm for me. Supports. Now he's going to pick up some farm, and that could actually spell a little bit of trouble, because if Ryman Simon's able to pick up an early gold pretender, an early sightstone, that could, it's the way I see it. Supports, when it comes to when they get kills, when they get dragons, when they get global pressure, global gold, they start to snowball in the sense that they're just going to get farther and further and further ahead of their counterpart, because they get that Philo Stone a minute earlier, so they're going to get a lot more ambient gold. They get their sightstone 30 seconds earlier. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's really huge, because if they have that extra vision, because most of the supports at this level just really invest into those wards. Having more vision means they can open up more objectives means they go ahead as a team, so I fully agree, Broken Shard.
Damn right you do. I'd be really interested to see how this Ezreal builds, because we saw Reckless kind of build towards sort of an AD carry, i.e. Blade of the Rune King, and we still see some traces of Blue Ezreal in the community nowadays, even though it's kind of been nerfed on multiple different angles, But Alunir setting up for a nice gank, nice sneaky flag and drag over the wall, but he's been pinged. They might know that he's setting up for a sneaky little cheeky gank there.
Yep, just gonna go ahead and recall. He's good to go, but meanwhile we have MBSL dropping solo, Ignite checking down as well. One more attack, first blood comes out, and Nunu just walks into the lane and it's like, oh,
Dax.
okay.
Jungle tax.
I guess I'll just, minions. and will be pushing this to his tower. But Nurok going to be very, very happy with that. First blood going on to Tryndamere, and he's probably going to be one of those focal points of the rest of this game. If he gets rolling, that's going to be so, so good for End Faculty.
Yeah, that Tryndamere getting first blood is a huge deal, because now he's just going to keep snowballing, and Trinity's just going to sit in a lane and be like, yo, I'm pushing this lane, and there's nothing you can do about it. And NBS LoL kind of letting the ball drop there, giving that kill away over to Tryndamere. It's not something you really want happening. Dying 1v1 is definitely not something you want to happen as a top laner.
Yeah, it's really depressing to play against as well.
We see really good zone coming out of the bot lane. Deadly Brother doing a really good job of keeping Brokey away from the creeps. You know, that double Doran's Ezreal versus just a single Doran's Brokey. Really good pressure coming out of them.
Yes, indeed. So Jarvan just looping around the side. Syndra could be in a bad position. I was going to say Lissandra because that's what was in the mid lane last time. But the flash comes down, keeping himself safe. Good reaction times, but that's a flash down, opening up, you know, just a bit of more lane presence coming in from Mazarin.
Yeah, if Jarvan can get 6 earlier or quickly, he could probably just do a flash ult and secure that kill onto Syndra. You know, of course, that's saying if Syndra doesn't able, you know, start killing the Jarvan alone. Syndra does have a lot of burst. See, Skipeus, he's running around the jungle, just being a very annoying little rascal, stealing the creeps away from the Jarvan, so he's just delaying that 6. He knows he won't be able to counter gank, but if he keeps Jarvan away from getting level 6 before that flash comes up, then it could be a problem. But NBS LoL is going to be jumped on the mid lane. He does have his ultimate. Will he use it to get away? He's getting hit. There's the ultimate, and he will be left alone to his own devices when Tryndamere just runs back to his creeps and farms away.
Yeah, this is really not good from MBS LoL because right now he's not able to shut down that Tryndamere, and obviously Malphite probably won't be able to do that anyway, but the fact that he doesn't have that ultimate removes that burst potential and the trading power, so Tryndamere is just going to be quite happy up there, just farming away. In fact, the farm is pretty close, except there's about 1 wave difference with Tryndamere. Alun's just once again actually returning the favour onto Nunu, taking away some of those jungle creeps, but not going to be too concerned about that. Mazarin also coming down just to offer some assistance, but Deadly Brother down in the bot lane is about a 57 farm, in fact, to 39 on Broeki. In fact, gets locked up by the Aquapris and huge damage coming out. Meanwhile, Deadly Brother actually comes in with gets damaged by himself. Barrier comes down, but meanwhile in the jungle we have a kill going down onto Nunu. Mazarin just turning the corner and helping out with that, along with Syndra not able to quite save his ally, and that is a 1-for-0 trade.
In Soviet Russia, Nunu gets counter-jungled. That was a very, very strong gank from Alunir, and he wasn't even 6 yet. So once he hits 6, that kill potential is still right there. He has 140 seconds to hit 6 before No Way For You's flash comes back up. And that's really the time where he really wants to make a play happen in the mid laner. In the mid lane. Kill going down to Mazarin, and me and you both know how strong Mazarin is on that champion of his, that Orianna, that he's really, really been looking to play this entire tournament.
Yeah, and we actually saw that being banned out in the first game as well. It did slip through the cracks because they did ban out different champions against them, but this could be very scary. If he gets rolling, he's about 6-6 farm, he's behind in farm, but with that kill, he's going to really just allow his team composition to pull him through this game, because MBS LoL, yes, is behind, but channel that into, you know, Unstoppable Force straight into the Shockwave. They have the initiation and just base flat damages to make something happen in this mid game.
Yeah, it looks like Mazarin is going to be looking to get this blue. He's poking on to Alunir. He's Alunir, get the blue, please. And Alunir's like, oh, alright. Took up his own red there. He's got a quite experience advantage over Nunu. About a full level above him if you take a look. And Skipeus running towards, he pinged that entrance bush right there. So he's, actually, I think he thinks that red is still up there for him. Skipeus is going to be severely disappointed when he walks in and sees that there are no creeps to be taken. Pops that pink ward in there and runs to the red, and disappointment.
Yeah.
Sadness. Grief.
So right now we say, you know, how the situation is for GamingGear, that would be a great team name, but they're completely even in the gold differential so far. It's really just the Tryndamere because we have that focused gold at the moment, which is causing issues for them. But Tryndamere just doesn't even care about Malphite's harass. When we get into those team fights, do you think that GamingGear want to end the laning phase faster so that they don't have to deal with the end faculty Neuro up at that top lane, or do you think they're going to keep in the laning phase and maybe try and shut down that Tryndamere before he gets rolling?
Don't think you can shut down. I think he's already started to go into a rolling into a point where the Jarvan and Malphite just don't have the damage. I think when it comes down to it, Tryndamere's going to actually 1v2 them, and that's something quite scary. But we're just going to see here Alunir, he's going to auto-hit New Rock, but there's no way for you. Popping that combo right onto Alunir, he combos away. Very smart usage, but Nurok, like I said, doesn't give a monkeys, and he's just going to actually pop his ultimate under the turret. He could be in some serious trouble. Mazarin is moving to the top lane. Mazarin, it's on you. There's the ball. there's the dissonance. The damage isn't going to be enough. Nurok goes down. No way for you. Stuck right there. He flashes up right now. And Alunir doing a very good job of, you know, baiting them up there. Scipius running around the jungle looking for something to do, but no way for you is just sitting right there. Go ahead and recall, and that was a very, very good counterplay by GamingGear there.
Yeah, Ashton scattered away coming from No Way For You, kept himself alive, but the counterplay, as you said, coming from GamingGear, picks up that kill, and that's exactly what they needed. We were just saying, in fact, will they be able to shut down Trindam? And you can actually retorted with the point, probably not, he'll just 1v2 them, but with the rest of the team collapsing on him as well, they definitely just secured that kill, and maybe that's the breathing room they want, and they can just keep it in that laning phase, but Deadly Brother drops a bot lane, picking up a kill, and now we've got the teleport coming from MBS LOL, straight in the Unstoppable Force, 1 versus 2, with Inspiro dropping so low. This is all on MBS LOL to make something happen, but he's getting slowed at the moment by Ryman Simon, and he just can't quite connect and connect the dots, I guess, and pick up the kill. 1 for 0 trade, and the teleport down for MBS LOL as well. Plus, he's sitting in the bush for rewards, so he's not going to be able to recall anytime soon.
Yeah, there's no damage coming out of that Malphite. He is building pure tank, so you're not really going to expect him to one-shot an AD carry with his base damages, though he's still going to be quite useful. That ultimate is going to be a very important initiate tool, especially against someone like Varus, who does require his attack speed in order to hit. He's not even going to build so much attack speed, the Varus, so that attack speed reduction is going to be very, very pivotal in stopping a lot of his damage. Meanwhile, we see Nurok in top lane. Yeah, I did say he was going to 1v2, but he was kited very well, a lot better than I expected out of GamingGear there, and it was kind of close though. So
yeah, I mean, obviously if they just stand there still and make sure they're in melee range and he can hit them constantly, then he can probably 1v2. But yeah, obviously the kiting potential is huge, especially like, when you bring Mazarin into the mix.
Kind of like what I see at Diamond 1 all the time. People just standing there.
Is it really that bad?
Diamond 1 is the new Elo hell. I'm just gonna let you know right now.
Of course. So, Lunit's coming around the side, but not able to make anything happen. And plus the fact, if they do get into that gritty team fight 1 versus 2 against Nurok, that eventuality will definitely happen, which you alluded to before, Broken Shard. But Broeki will be locked up by the Aqua Prison. Inspiro lands that, but he's around the side as well. And Nunu just picks it up very, very easily. Obviously, he does have that sort of double smite combination sitting in that dragon pit. And they was actually going to aggress onto him. I don't think anyone realized he just stayed in there. Mazarin, please just check the... and he recalls.
I don't even know what to say about that. Nunu. Well, it is story of Nunu's life, getting away at just that sliver of HP, laughing maniacally as you realize that you just can't kill him. Mazarin picking up that Sork boots, looking like he wants to build a hunting guy so he gets all that penetration. I think that's very, very smart of him, because that HP is going to help him immensely against the burst power of No Way For You.
Yeah, indeed, and in top lane, actually, we do have Nero kind of being punting around by MBS though, and that's kind of enough just to push him around. He just have the Chain Vest and the Giant Spell, probably going to be moving into that Sunfire Cape if he does carry on with that build order. And this is actually causing some problems by Nurok. I say that, but he's going to carry on farming. It's so difficult to shut him down, especially when you have a Malphite right there as well. We'll be trading off, and Nurok just putting down the damage. Spinning Slash comes out as well, and also has picked up the static shield. So not only does he have the wave clear, but a little bit of burst on him as well.
Yeah, so that's a nice pickup from Nurok there. That magic damage is going to be something that NBS LoL doesn't really defend himself against. But on top of that, it's a very, very good early mid-game attack speed item. Very, very good for, you know, what he really wants to do with it and just push lanes. He's going to go into a Blade of the Ruined King next up. So Nurok looking very, very strong right now. There's a ward, but Alunir, he really wants to make something happen. I'm not going to allow him. Says, oh no, you don't. And BSL, he's getting pressured very hard. The damage coming out of Static Shiv, it's not very, you know, sought after. You don't really buy it for that, just so you can deal damage to champions. But the fact that he's just, you know, occasionally getting sparked by
Put that on a hold for a second, because meanwhile bottom Inspiro gets locked up by the Crescendo, and an instant kill comes down. Chanaway comes out with Deadly, but they can't even react to that to happen. And in top lane as well, MBS low drops low, but will be good to go. Carry on your thought.
My thought was just that he's going to zap him every now and then, and there's no sustain coming out of NBS low, so he's going to just slowly be whittled down and have to leave lane like what he's doing right now.
Yeah, Luna just going to fill in the blanks and just lane against Nurok for now, but that's a level 8 versus level 11 Tryndamere. and he's not really going to care at all. He might even look for the dive, but the fact he's actually clearing out the creeps is very smart, because Nurok can't put the damage onto the tower and at the same time can't go for that dive without that padding of those minions there as well. And it will give Malphite the time just to move himself back up to that top lane.
It's quite interesting for how much pressure that Deadly Brother had in that bot lane early on. They are actually just losing out on kills. They got killed both each one time, and that's very interesting to see. They are still ahead in CS though. Ezreal 126 to Varus is 109. We kind of saw that last game, you know, Brokey not really being able to CS as well as Deadly Brother there.
Yeah, he's just a little bit behind, but in that in the last game, that really didn't matter too much as we progressed later on into the game. But Inspiro, once again, resuming his position in that brush, which has not been too fruitful for him so far, always being on the lines to be locked up. Deadly Brother just clearing out that ward, just allowing them to open up some more pressure in that bot lane. But meanwhile, mid, Aluna and Mazarin pushing down this tower, and this is kind of the stage in the game where they, well, basically put some more gold in their back pocket, but also gives them some more pressure over the rest of their the map.
Yeah, they're just a little bit 1,000 gold behind. And I realized something, you know, GamingGear, the only lane that's generally winning for them is that mid lane right there. All the other lanes seem to be having problems of their own. You know, you got that Malphite on top lane who's getting, I wouldn't say wrecked, but he's having a little bit of trouble by that Tryndamere, and that bot lane who's, you know, they just die each and every time because of that huge CC potential out of Varus Sona. So Mazarin, you know, it's time to put your carry pants on and start carrying the game. He just backed with about 2,300 gold. Got to pick up that Athene's Unholy Grail, and I think he really wants that Haunting, guys. No, he goes for the Blasting Wand there, proving me wrong, because he doesn't like me.
Curse of the commentator indeed, and as soon as you put on those commentating shoes, everything just goes the opposite way for your Broken Shard. But Aluna, once again in that mid lane, looking maybe to follow up and just clear out those minions, but again, it's more of a passive point in the game, and I said before maybe they want to close it early because of the damage that Nurok will do when we get into the mid game. 150 farm at this stage in the game is absolutely huge. MBS LoL just clearing out those minions and kind of stopping the bleeding, but that is going to become a problem as we progress later on into this game.
He's doing a little bit better. That Sunfire Cape helping him clear up the waves very, very quickly. I'd be looking to see if he picks up a Glacial Shroud so he's just able to spam that Ground Slam even more. And now Alunir having to come top just so he can push the wave. I think they might want to set up for the Drake, which is going to come up at 18:30, which is in a minute and 20 seconds. Scapeas level 9, Alunir level 10. So, you know, for the first time, not really the first time, but for one of the few times we see an enemy jungler out-leveling a Nunu.
Yeah, it was definitely because of that red steal and the aggression that went down earlier on into the game, and it kind of stopped the momentum play coming from Nunu, where he just walks all over your jungle, steals all your buffs, and that was a really key factor in stopping the, I guess, the game from snowballing out of control, excuse the pun. So MBS LoL will just clear those minions. As you said, the Sunfire Cape doing a lot of work in that top lane, especially at this stage in the game, will be doing more damage to those minions proportionally.
Take a look at what Alnir just bought. He's so scared of that Tryndamere, he ended up just straight up buying a Warden's Mail. So he can just deal with that auto hit from Tryndamere. But unfortunately, he's super squishy towards that Syndra. If he does jump in, that Deathfire's Grasp into full combo from Syndra will just instantly melt him.
Yeah, for sure. Tons of pings come down in that bot lane. I think we're just looking to move on to that brush because we have Nunu coming in from the north as well. Inspiro once again realizes when it's time to move away, but the down 6 revolution comes down and the ultimate comes in with the true shot barrage. That's another kill coming on to Inspiro, and Deadly Brother just trying to return some damage.
Beautiful!
The Unstopables coming in from that teleport. Baroki gets low. Another arcane shift comes in from Deadly, but Mazarin comes in from the north as well. No Way For You follows it with the damage with his ultimate coming in, but not quite enough damage because he is fairly tanky with that Athene's and Holy Grail magic resist. 1-for-1 trade so far.
Yeah, Mazarin just got completely nuked there, but that because of that magic resist that he picked up from the Athenes, he was not completely shredded by No Way For You. Good stop actually by No Way. He ended up stopping the from Mazarin from coming in and locking them up with that ultimate. Look at top lane, Nurok actually going to take down Alunir. No, he's just gonna back off, and that's sustain. Alunir has to be super careful. With NBS, quickly get to that top lane. Don't lose that turret. Alunir gonna end up backing off, and there's that Haunting, guys, coming out of Mr. Mazarin there. So he's going to do a lot of penetration damage towards the people who don't have MR, which is actually practically almost the entire team at this point. Nurok going hard for Alunir, and that tower, that tower could have been taken down super, super quickly if Tryndamere just focused on it.
Yeah, and really just keeping up that tower is their main objective in that top lane, because as soon as that tower goes down, that's kind of the beginning of the end, because more aggression will come out of Nurok in terms of just the pushing and aggressing more towards their base. And MBS LoL is trading off with Nurok, knowing that he's lower HP as well, but really can't seal the deal with his ultimate being down. He doesn't have the Ignite either because he did opt for that teleport, but it's enough to push Tryndamere back and put him in his place.
I'd really like to know what the chat thinks about this game. You know, they just saw the first game and they knew that it was a little bit of a crushing defeat for GamingGear. But looking at this game and knowing that Mazarin, you know, most Lithuanian fans, they know Mazarin versus Oriana. I'm gonna just quickly follow chat. Who do you guys think is gonna win this game? Is it gonna be the Faculty team or GamingGear? It's just a very quick thing. But I really like the way Deadly Brother is building. He rushed the Manamune. Ever since they nerfed the tier, it's been super hard to stack. So I think that Manamune has been able to remedy it slightly. But looks like the Drake has been started. Tryndamere moving down towards there, but no way for you sitting on the side. I'd expect this Drake to go down. Yes, they're going to pick it up. And yeah, they're just going to back off that. Very good pickup by Alunir. Going to be jumped on by Skipeus. Nope, just going to be able to back off. And we see MBS Law moving towards the mid lane just to set up a little bit there.
Yeah, that was a clean pickup, but the Scatterwee just barely misses. Still follows up though with the follow-up from Force of Will and the damage as well coming in from the ultimate. But
and that's a Malphite.
He will be out of there.
That is a Malphite.
He's
that
not really been speccing into the ML though.
Yeah, but that is a Malphite. That is your tank. When you see a Malphite get completely and utterly crushed by one of the carries, that's not a very good sign to see if you're on the losing team or if you feel like you're behind right now.
Yeah, for sure, but Malphite, obviously he does have a little bit of HP on him, but he's really been specking towards that armor just to deal with that Tryndamere. Only 59 armor currently on MBS lol, and there we go, top tower has finally fallen for that Tryndamere. So do you think he'll just carry on pushing that top lane or transition into a different lane from here?
He ain't got no time for team fights. He doesn't care about team fights. He just wants to push creeps, kill those creeps, feed his demonic blade with it, and pick up a tower here and there. That's kind of what Tryndamere wants to do. He wants to pull pressure away from the team fights, pull that Malphite to top lane. Oh my God, Brokey picking up another kill onto Inspire, but there's the ult just clipping there. The Jarvan ult picks it up, and Brokey going to go down. But here comes Skipeus, and here comes Mazarin. Skipeus in a little bit of trouble. Here comes Syndra. There's a full fight. The jump. Simon goes down. Mazarin in a little bit of trouble. Deadly Brother gets completely nuked down. Beautiful knock up by Alunir, but looks like they're just going to back off slowly. No! Skipeus could be in a little bit of trouble. No. Just gets off right at the last second. That was a very action-packed fight. 2 for 2. But kills going on to Deadly Brother and to Mazarin. That's super important for them right now.
Yeah, Mazarin and Luna in a slightly better position in terms of HP, will be able to push onto this turret with those minions, but the minions are dissipating very quickly. We saw the bot lanes just completely popping in a blink of an eye. So it's only 6-5 and the game is very close. We said before that there was a slight advantage coming in for End Faculty, but basically now there is nothing in it with that second tower going down to GamingGear.
A lot of gold onto Mazarin. He's going to be able to pick up his Needlessly Large Rod. He's doing a very good job. 240 CS, 3-0-0. Definitely the leading force onto the power of GamingGear right now. And it's just really up to how well they set up those team fights with Malphite and Jarvan. And if they can catch more than 2 or 3 people, they could easily, turn that kill advantage into some turrets. And as I say turrets, Brokey and Co are in the mid lane, taking down that middle turrets. Yep, probably going to go down. There's going to be a slight advantage back in the favor of End Faculty.
Really, GamingGear just need to land one of those big AoE CC ultimates just to lock down everyone, and then the rest of them can be laid on top of that with the Tidal Wave coming in, the Unstoppable Force, the Cataclysm, and of course the Command Shockwave coming in from Mazarin will be the main source of damage on top of Command Protect and Dissonance. So MBS is just trying his best just to keep Nuruk from pushing down everything that he owns, moving around the side, just making a little bit paranoid and putting down the wards as well. Putting down that pink ward, so relieving some of that pressure will allow his team to kind of collapse on Tryndamere, and removing that vision may be enough just to push him back. But Ryan, Simon, and Lunir will be moving on to the team of End Faculty. Shockwave comes down straight into that AoE ultimate we were talking about before. Crescendo comes down, locking up Mazarin for a second. Tidal Wave comes in the side as well. Nuni finds himself caught by the Acrophism, but he's so tanky at this stage. Trying to get out there the best he can. Deadly Brother comes over the wall as well. Plus with that Blaze Ring King, takes the damage and also slows him at the same time. Kill comes down, but Nuruk comes from the side, realizing yes he's strong, but he can't 1v3 at this stage in the game. 3-for-1 trade, and the tower goes down from Broeki at the bot lane.
That was such a beautiful ult coming out of Mazarin. Hit so much damage onto No Way for you and Raven Simon. However, the turnaround from the Sona ult and the Syndra ult just managed to lock him down and blow him up. He's going to need to pick up some magic resist or even a Zanya so he can counteract that. But that was a very good setup in the beginning of the fight, which ended up going, what, 3-for-1? 2, 3? Yeah, it was 3-for-1 actually in the favor of Team GamingGear, and they're gonna look to try to take this middle turret down.
Yes, indeed. Of course, Faculty did take the first game, but the Chains of Corruption comes in for Broaki, and this could be the counterplay that they really need. Piercing Arrow comes down, and the flash. The Hail of Arrows locks up a Lunir, but he will be flashing out himself. Deadly Brother and Inspro with the tail between their legs, trying to get out the best they can. Piercing Arrow comes out, Duke comes down from a Lunix, Flag and Drag comes out, and the Ebb and Flow keeps him alive. The Shockwave comes out, okay, completely nuking him down in a heartbeat. Nurok pops himself over the wall, realizing that his damage is just disintegrated. MBS LOL finds himself in that mid lane trade as well, but 1-for-1 trade overall.
I just did not see that coming. Varus got completely crushed by that beautiful ult. And Ezreal almost about to set up that beautiful combo with his ultimate as well. Good job by Mazarin just taking out a driving force. Unfortunately, he did not pick up Alonir. That was a little bit, unfortunate. He was flashing for it. He was going for it. Going really, really deep for it. But Deadly Brother, oh, just a little bit early on that. But looking like Ron really wants to take that blue buff out. Uh-oh, Nurok is in trouble. But that Flag and Drag failed over the wall. He's going to turn and try to fight NBS Law. There's Mazarin. The nice Q coming out. Alonir's going to be able to knock him up in just 1 second. And, oh, there's the Ghost. There's the, oh, no, not even actually knock up, but the red buff proc. A lot of slows. Blade of the Rune King used, and I don't know. Oh, they're going hard for him. That was the ult from Jarvan and the ult from Malphite, and looks like they're probably going to pick this guy up right here. Kill goes to Alonir, and that's a 207 Jarvan doing a very good job this game. However,
yeah, but meanwhile...
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. Yeah, meanwhile, Faculty were pushing down the mid lane. We do have the two-shot barrage coming in, stymieing that push very, very slightly. But with all those ultimates being popped onto Tryndamere and committing so hard to him, meant that they were able to make that play on the mid lane. Drake popping up just in a second, then they will be able to convert that into a Dragon. So that's a kill for Dragon. And, well, it was Tryndamere. Was that really worth it?
That was just a lot of ults used for that Tryndamere, and that's kind of what he wanted to do. He pulled people up there, and in the end, they managed to pick up objectives on the side. 3k gold lead right now for 2k gold lead for Faculty. It's not that big of a deal when you consider that the power ultimates that are in play, the Orianna Malphite ultimate, can cause serious problems if you're caught unaware.
Yes, indeed, but the counter push coming in from GamingGear, looking to pick up this middle turret as well, and that's a big deal. That's a middle turret going down, leaving that top tower also exposed if they choose to go for that in the future. And this is just pushing Faculty closer and closer into their base, and really looking for those wards and just regaining some of that control over the sides of the map.
Ezreal picked up his Moramana right now, so definitely looking to deal a lot of damage. Most likely a Last Whisper coming out now, or maybe a Gauntlet. Either or would be very good for him. We'll just see. Yep, he's probably looking to get that Last Whisper right now. Very, very good pickup. There's some armor being picked up, but not so much. I would actually think that the Gauntlet would have been a smarter buy.
Yeah, I guess he's just predicting that they'll be buying the armor in the near future, but I definitely agree, because right now they don't have too much, and they are fairly tanky. Nunu does have a decent amount inbuilt into his character, 100 on him, but he does also have that Locket of the Iron Solari. Inspiro there as well, gets locked up, immediately scattered the weak, and the Unleash power instantly drops him. Lunix just, oh, there's a Syndra in the bush.
I blinked and I missed it.
Yeah, so quick.
Just a lot of damage being picked up right there. That, no way for you. He's got the Deathfire's Grasp and a Death Cap, so he's really, really hurting. NBS LOL, he's starting to get to a point where he's able to, handle the Tryndamere, just keep him down a little bit. He does have his teleport up in, let's see, in 100 seconds, so about a minute and 20. Sorry, a minute and 40, my math is terrible. But that Blade of the Rune King being used by Nurok, but look at that, Malphite is easily controlling this lane. Nurok has to disengage, and he's gonna go to try to pick up this blue with no way for you.
Yeah,
oh, that one's going down super fast. Oh, Syndra, cheeky little bugger right there, picking up with that, with the force of will, just picking it up and chucking it aside.
Yeah, very difficult to steal buffs away from Syndra because of that. Because of that force of will. I keep having to look at the skill because I'm like, I don't really see Syndra too much in competitive play enough to memorize all the skill abilities. But yeah, force of will, very, very good ability just to steal those buffs away, just to make sure they don't get taken by the enemy. And it's kind of interesting because Tryndamere and, of course, Malphite have transitioned into that bot lane because now 20 minutes into the game, or 29 minutes, sorry, Baron is definitely on the cards for both of these teams. So by having them pushing away, furthest away from the Baron, it's drawing more people away from that Baron if they want to deal from Nurok. However, the main problem for him right now, his main predicament, is MBS LOL able to push him away fairly decently.
Yeah, he's still lacking that Last Whisper. He should be able to pick up at about 400, 500 gold. Once he gets that, it'll probably be a little bit different, but NBSL is doing a very good job. He's so tanky. He picked up more armor. He's sitting at 263 armor. Randon Zoman, Sunfire Cave. I think he wants to add a Frozen Heart to his collection of items there. And Deadly Brother picking up a turret on the top lane. Looking like he wants to pick up his Last Whisper right now, which is a very, very good pickup. It's going to deal quite a bit of damage to the armored users, which is at the moment just Nunu. But you know, I kind of want to kill a Nunu anyway.
Yeah, he'll definitely be on that front line, and you have to break that front line to get into the back line if they position themselves correctly, unless they get the drop on them, of course, because they do have the type of composition which can definitely do so. Multiple avenues in which to engage onto these team fights, so we'll see how this turns out. And the Baron Dance hasn't started just yet, but I'm very interested in Tryndamere because he's 2-2 and 0, 280 farm, 288, nearing the 290 mark, which is absolutely huge at this stage in the game. Well, because they have that Malphite, he's got 2 armor items and he's picked up the chain vest as well. He's just impossible to push out. And we were saying before, Broken Child, Tryndamere is so difficult to deal with. By picking up MBS LoL, yes, he wasn't able to deal with him in the early game, but because they collapsed on him so many times, it's kind of put him in this place, made sure he can't snowball out of control and carry on pushing. So, how do you feel the Faculty are going to react to this?
Keep pushing. Just keep on pushing. Tryndamere, with their team comp, Tryndamere is super weak in the team fights for them. He's just gonna. Oh my god, Syndra. Just.
Force of will.
Oh my god, again.
Got it. Got it.
Secured blue buff right there. He's just trolling them right now at this point, pulling it away. Malphite, you know, he's doing a fine job, but the fact that he has teleport available means that he's going to be able to join the fight. Tryndamere will not. But if they don't fight properly and don't get enough of an advantage, that bottom inhibitor is just going to go down super quickly.
Yeah, MBS LoL, as long as Tryndamere is still there, can't commit himself. And the fact that Nuruk is chunking him down, what Malphite doesn't have, okay, he has the flat, but he doesn't have the same sort of sustain that Tryndamere has. He's actually putting himself back, and the teleport comes down as well. Looks like they want to fight this, and Faculty know this, but they actually flash straight into the Malphite ultimate, locking him up. He's completely split from his team, however. They can't quite connect with that Malphite, and with a Luna forced to back off as well. That was a completely wasted ultimate. Yes, he locked them up, but now Nuruk is left to his own devices down a bot lane.
What happened was no way for you threw a ball right to his left, to his right, then chucked it right at the back line. So Malphite was left alone. There was absolutely no follow-up because 2 people got stunned up by his okay, now what's the ability called? By his Scatter the Weak, and now Nash is being picked up by team and Faculty. Looks like they really want to do it. No way for you, zoning them properly out of there. A lot of single target damage, but Brokey just taking it down so quickly. Deadly Brother coming from the side. Will they be able to fight it? And it looks like they just retreat off the Nash. Meanwhile, Nuruk did pick up 1 tower for the trouble, but that's a teleport down and a disappointed GamingGear, I would say.
Yeah, and that's really all that Faculty need to do. Okay, yes, they're pressuring the Baron. Okay, they didn't get it. That's all they need to do. As long as they pressure the Baron and make sure the GamingGear have to be around the area, they have to commit those 4 members. It means Tryndamere can carry on pushing, and he's in good shape. Knowing that the Dragon's up as well, just going to net some more goals for his team, and this could potentially be a pick coming in for No Way For You. Flag and Draco is over the wall, keeping Alunia safe. But with Nuruk just to his own devices down the bot lane, moving on to the Drake as well, it makes it very difficult GamingGear to know what to do.
It's very difficult right now for Faculty. You know, Faculty they kind of just are able to chill and say, oh, it's okay, Tryndamere is going to be able to push it. But the pressure is on GamingGear to do something, and when that pressure comes, people choke. Teams, I don't want to say that GamingGear are an inexperienced team. They've been around, but you know they haven't ever really been hit at that high level, that very high tier 1 level of teams. You know, they're probably going to cave under pressure a lot quicker than other teams. It seems to be kind of happening right now. They're desperate to make a play happen.
Yeah, and you can definitely see that Faculty are kind of forcing them into that because they have to contest it. They need to make a play to happen.
Kind of like
so
last
at the
game.
same time, yeah, kind of like last game. So at the same time, they're being forced into this position. And having that Tryndamere pick up is very clever, but we have Mazarine coming in as well. 1 versus 2, they're committing themselves hard to Nuruk. This might be the opportunity for Faculty to find themselves a pick. By moving 2 people to deal with Nuruk, that's the opposite of really what they want to do. Nothing quite happens of it, and Tryndamere just resumes pushing.
Yeah, Tryndamere's a bit of an asshole. He's just pushing no matter what happens. No, oh, there's the jump onto No Way For You. Ezreal ult comes in, but Alunair is going to get chunked down super quickly. He's going to go down to Ryman Simon. Skipea's charging up that ult. Mazarine still yet to do his ult because he just... Oh, the ult misses absolutely anything. And Skipea does go down, but Nuruk has joined the fight. A very messy fight, but Deadly Brother gets caught out. Is he going to be able to pick up? Yes, he picks up 1. Will he pick up 2? No, he does not pick up 2, and this looks like a 1 team fight right now for and Faculty, but Nurok is going to make it out at the last second. Here's NBS Low looking for the chase. The Q comes up in just a second. Will he get it? No, he's going to get turned on the Brokey, and that's going to be a 2 for 3 in the favor of Faculty.
Yeah, 2 for 3 comes down, and also forcing the Tryndamere to come up actually puts themselves in a better position, because in that team fight, okay, NBS LoL does have that armor, but he's not suited to fighting those AP damage dealers such as Syndra. So NBS LoL just kind of backing off and just resuming his wall tank, I guess, at bot lane, just being a brick wall and stopping Tryndamere best he can. But honestly, from GamingGear's perspective, they had to make something happen, and that was them instigating that team fight.
Yeah, I mean, Deadly Brother did manage to pick up a kill from the side, but I have this feeling if Orianna ult hit, that was a 1 team fight. That was just a 1 team fight. If Orianna hit even one person and knocked them out of the fight, I think they would have won that team fight just fair and square.
Yeah, very possible, and honestly, we're just looking at the same thing happening once again. NBS LoL doesn't have that teleport, and will probably be up fairly shortly. There's another 60 seconds on that, so they really just need to make sure Nurok is locked up in that bot lane, and if he's not locked up, he's going to continue being a problem. Last game we had the Vayne as the big threat, but Tryndamere even more of a threat when we get into late game. As soon as he gets rolling, and the fact he has that ultimate to keep himself alive, the longer this game goes on, the more difficult it's going to get for GamingGear.
It's a little bit unfortunate because in the beginning of the game, Mazarin were completely, wrecking the team, and now he's kind of, I don't want to say slacking, but his ults have been less than great. I guess is the diplomatic thing to say.
Yeah,
there's the, yep, force of will. It's like, no one. Oh, he actually picks it up. Deadly Brother, what a beast. Picks it up with his Q, says, you can pull it over the wall, but I'm still going to take it. Very, very clutch play. That blue buff, I want to say that it's a very good thing, but in the long run, it is just a blue buff. They're going to need a little bit more than just a fancy blue buff steal to win this game at the moment.
True, no way for you, however, on about 40% mana. That's still a lot of mana to go, and plus he'll be able to use his full combo, but it will kind of force him to go back to base or be less sustained when we get into this poke wall, because right now Tryndamere and Malphite are down at bottom as always, and when we get into the sort of Baron dance, it's all about poking them down. Syndra is not going to have that in the long run, actually moving herself down to about 30% mana, forcing herself to go back. So actually that blue buff pick up by Deadly Brother was actually larger than you, I guess, first expected.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to want to pressure this Nash area. Inspiro sitting right there, but I have a feeling that, I think Faculty know about it a little bit. They're just going to chill. Oh, someone aggroed the Nash! Mazarin going to have to shield that off. Inspiro trolling him a bit, but No Way For You is on the other side. Doesn't have his flash up, so there's no real threat there. NBS LoL does have his teleport, and Nurok, he's chasing him down. Is like, where are you, filthy rock? Doesn't want to let him teleport, but now he's actually being pushed up to his inhibitor turret. Once he leaves, that inhibitor is going to be it's pretty much just a straight ticket to hell for them if they lose that bottom inhibitor and not get anything out of it.
Yeah, they can't allow that bottom inhibitor turret to fall, and in fact, Nurok actually moving to the mid lane, and Faculty recognizing it's a complete stalemate. Okay, we're ahead, but nothing's happening of it really. It's just a farming frenzy, and then them taking a buff here and there, and that's basically all that's going to happen. NBS LoL showing that he actually has pretty decent wave clear. He's got 325 armor, that's not even counting brutal strikes with the extra armor he gets from that, and then he's got a pretty decent scaling onto his ground slam, so he's got really good wave clear. And that's forcing Faculty back. So the fact they're grouping up right now is just the move that you would have made yourself.
You're gonna have to say that question again. I phased out for a second there.
If you were in Faculty's position, would you have moved the Tryndamere up to the rest of the team, or carried on having him push the bot lane?
Keep him split pushing. I think Faculty are very confident they'll be able to disengage properly if they end up winning in a 5v4 situation. And Tryndamere at the moment, again, he's still not going to do so much in a team fight besides diving headfirst into the carry and hoping to God that he manages to get the kill. And when that carry is an Ezreal, you know you're not catching him. You know you're not catching Ezreal.
Yeah. So mobile. He doesn't have the gauntlet yet, but he is building towards it. Picked up the Sheen. NBS LoL just finds himself his long-lost friend in the form of Nurok, who's getting himself up to 100 Fury very, very quickly indeed with those crits. And it's just trying to keep him away from his inhibitor turret, because as soon as that inhibitor turret goes down, that's a team fight right there for Faculty. Otherwise, GamingGear just have to concede the inhibitor, and that, having a bottom inhibitor go down, means it's way easier to pressure the Baron coming in from Faculty.
Just can't wait to see Nurok get an IE and 3-shot Malphite. It's probably not going to happen, but he's going to hit considerably harder once that item is finished. And another good thing is that Nurok now has control over the Drake buff. So he's going to be able to, get more global gold for his team as they're already about 5k gold ahead. Now 6k.
Yep, so we do have the team from GamingGear once again just hanging around that brush area, and Tryndamere just heading back on down to meet Malphite. But every time he leaves that lane, Malphite will be pushing up. It's just kind of stopping it every time the water flows. And Alunir just looking for this pick to happen, maybe on Brokey or Ryman Simon, but Grud's zoning control with that hail of arrows keeps him away. And it's really just looking for both of these teams to find themselves either a pick or make something decisive happen.
I think at this point, GamingGear just are going to have to force the snatch. Nothing is happening, and Tryndamere is getting stronger and stronger. And oh god, Deadly Brother getting almost taken down. He's going to be able to heal it up with just a few auto hits of lifesteal. Maybe he's going to want to back and pick up his gauntlet, but another chain vest being picked up for NBS Slow. I think at this point, if the next armor item for a chain vest is like a thorn mail or something, and once he gets that, Tryndamere is going to have a better time of just standing next to him than hitting him.
Yeah, he has 367 armor, again not even counting the brutal strikes. At some point it's probably going to be more efficient just for him to build a Warmog, honestly, but he still has almost, he has 3.2k HP right now. That's nothing to laugh at. But honestly, a Warmog's in terms of effective health, that might even be better, because Tryndamere, obviously, with that last Whisper, will be cutting through a lot of that himself. Meanwhile, though, Infaculty are aggressing onto this Baron. We do have a Lunir around the side, so he just have the chance to try and steal this away. NBS Law has teleported up. This is go time for GamingGear, Trisha Rod, and also the Tidal Wave completely whiffs. They will be splitting themselves up, and they're not even turning on the Natch. As you said, it was very, very low indeed, on about 20%. They might even be able to just pick that up.
There's the breaking point.
Yeah, there's the breaking point, because NBS Low used that teleport, and now it's Nurok versus Deadly Brother. Huge damage coming out, and the ultimate comes in from him as well. Will he turn this around because of the mobility already popped down by Ezreal? Doesn't happen, and now once again, Infaculty putting the pressure and applying the pressure onto Baron. GamingGear also just trying their best, and with Orianna alone, able to push them back.
People are just so scared to go in at this point. Like, excuse my crude language, but just grow up here and just go in. At this point, not going in is going to kill you a lot quicker than straight up going in recklessly. They need to be reckless. I think at this point is the right way to say it. They just need to start a team fight.
Or making a fantastic timing push onto Baron when all the team of Infaculty recalls. Because the war's going down, they have all the vision control, and in fact, Infaculty are completely blind despite being the instigators of all this aggression. Baron falling so low, no way for you. Potentially pull off and steal with the rest of the team collapsing in it as well.
Oh,
Red team picks up the Baron. Deadly Brother coming in from the side as well. Three-shot barrage comes down, and the Cataclysm the flash over the wall. No way for you, gets locked down. Ryman Simon completely cuts off from his team, and now Nurok also gets picked up, does not have the ultimate to keep himself alive, and now GamingGear take a huge decisive win.
To be honest, Orianna ult failed again, and they still won that team fight. Just no ult on Tryndamere, and he ran straight in for the backline, and he ended up just got crushed. Now I think GamingGear can just straight up end the game, because 43 minutes into the game, they have so much on the spawn timers. They can just take an inhibitor as they please, and even though that's even a mid inhibitor, it's not even the most impressive inhibitor, it's still going to keep all their lanes pushed up, and they're going to have so much control now over the map with that inhibitor down.
Yeah, I just want to draw your attention to NBS, though, who just completely tanked that turret. Tidal Wave comes in for however, already off cooldown. Chance of Corruption comes out on the absolute zero. Clears the minion waves. I think that's all he could really hope for. The Nexus turret falls. Can they pick up another one and potentially the victory? 3-4-0, complete sweep.
Oh, wow.
There's the ultimate landing onto Baroque. He completely dominated. Picks up a kill, and there's the GG. Well played.
Wow. GamingGear turning that game around. Picking up the victory there with just a beautiful, beautiful engage from NBS Low.
Absolutely crazy. I mean, all of that game was really just dominated and being controlled by Infaculty, and they put one foot wrong. That timing call coming in from GamingGear as well was absolutely perfect. I'd love to know who's actually making the timing calls and who's the shot caller in their team, because that's absolutely exceptional.
Yeah, that's going to be pushing this game into a best of 3. Who would have thought?
Yes, indeed. So anyway, guys, stay tuned because we will be jumping to a quick commercial break, but when we get back, we'll be in the third game of this series. See you soon. Don't go anywhere.